Yep. Hello everyone, this is K.O. Lynn back for another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Last episode was primarily action, so there isn't really much to go over, at least. That said, it still had some interesting aspects to it. It was of course the fight between Clive and Hugo Kupka, and yes, we killed Kupka. And we also destroyed the Drake's Fang crystal as sort of like a secondary victory. Yeah, don't tell me, Clive, that the goal is not to kill the Drake's Fang. You were totally going to kill Drake's Fang while you were there. Don't be telling me otherwise. Excuse me. Probably more interesting than the fight between Hugo and Clive, at least story-wise, is the person that was hanging around Hugo. I don't know why I struggle with the names in this game. Harbund? Harbud? The guy with the really weird haircut. Yeah, he and another person were kind of watching the battle from afar, and they're just like, Hugo's a dummy. But I very much got the impression that they were in cahoots with Ultima in some way or another. But the scenes that we saw these two characters in, well, even mostly just the one character, were very vague and didn't really explain anything. It was another one of those, here's more questions for you, blah, blah, blah. Cool. And potentially even more intriguing than that was, we got a scene with Prince Dion and Joshua showed up. Now, several episodes back, we saw a scene with Joshua where he was Prince Dion. Took him a while to get there. What's interesting is that, of course, he was at Delimil Inn, and but then Clive showed up, and he's like, "Ooh, I gotta be somewhere else." And they leave, and man, they made tracks. So Joshua appears to Prince Dion, and supposedly he tells him what has been going on for the last 20 years, which of course we're not entirely privy to. We don't know what Joshua has been doing, other than he's been kind of lurking in the shadows, helping Clive from afar. He took Ultima into himself, but then he said, oh, I won't be able to keep Ultima contained for much longer. And we don't really know what's come of that. Has Ultima gotten out and out of Joshua? He hasn't been suffering like he previously had. So, yes, very peculiar. Can't remember why I came in here. But anyway, Clive came back to the hideaway. He told everyone the good news about Hugo Kupka being dead, and everyone was thrilled. But of course, Clive does not rest. And so now we're doing an equipment run for Mid, who wants to build a ship that she and her dad, the original Sid, designed. So that's what we're doing. Not the right map that I want. Okay. It really doesn't matter which one we pick. Where is the other one? I don't know. Maybe we gotta do them in order? Or maybe whatever. So, Clive is doing this because... in part because he wants Mid to join him at Sid's grave. So, we can look forward to at least seeing where Sid was laid to rest. I kind of wonder how far they took his body.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
Ah, there you are.
Good girl.
Ambrosia, fly!
Fly, Ambrosia.
So it really wasn't that far. I didn't need a chocobo for this, but you know, whatever. Gav, speak to me on my awesome chocobo.
Thanks, girl.
Fine.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Delimil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
I think Clive is faster with his super speed. Steel Silk.
So this is stuff.
Gotta hold it. This can't be this easy. We're probably gonna run into something. Anyway, it's pretty traditional in Final Fantasies to have some kind of airship, and based on Mid's design, it kind of looked like it was meant to be a ship in the water, but with an engine. But I don't know. We do seem to be surrounded by the ruins of an airship at the hideaway. So I think we know that it is possible. Okay, it looks like there is not any Stardust up here. Gather 4 out of 5 Stardust. Okay, so I just need one more. Hey Gav, can you grab my Stardust? I'm lazy. No, we haven't really patted Torgal in a while.
I feel good, boy.
Yeah, there we go, puppy. Oh, here we go. Excuse me.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Uh-oh.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win.
wasn't even that much.
Might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Okay, so just a talk between friends. Nothing really that serious. Well, okay, maybe there's more.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
And what about you, Clive?
Ready to go home, boy?
Okay, that was a bit peculiar. Because we're both going back to the hideaway. It's not like we really need to go separately. Alright then. Nope. Yeah.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
All right, Clive. I gave all that stardust to Blackthorn just like I promised.
I got everything Blackthorn asked for. How'd it go over in Delimil?
It went just fine.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
I like how pretty much the two main people that we consult with to get, like, Blackthorn the blacksmith, Karen with her shop, both of them are just kind of like, leave me the frick alone.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Out of the shadow. Travel to Mid. Oh my gosh, she's a whole 100 yards away. How will I ever reach her? I do kind of wish that Clive's superpowered running would kick in at the hideaway. I know it wouldn't be that useful, but
It hasn't been
just started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
What if I don't come up with something soon?
I guess we gotta be right next to her.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
What's her name? Right.
Seriously, Mid? Maybe you should actually learn the name of the names of the people like that work with you. Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
Of course.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Lady, I did watch Chernobyl. Vaporize water instantly and create a significant thermal explosion. That sounds about what you said there. Hi, Zomber. How's it going? Making dinner. Ooh, excellent. What are you making? I guess I don't actually need to run through everything. I can just take the map. Yeah, there we go. Stir fry. Mmm. Nice. Okay, now. Oh, I've got to try and get through Lost Wing. I had a little snack pack for dinner, so far. Not the healthiest. I may... Okay, we are at least headed in the right direction. Nope, gotta go up. After I'm done with the stream, I may make a more significant dinner. But we'll see. So I actually had a thought about the last episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Specifically in regards to... Okay, you're not Gav, but you look kind of like Gav. Specifically in regards to... What's his name? Harbard? Harbard? The guy with the goofy hair. Who was hanging out with Kupka and was manipulating him. In his last scene, he mentioned something along the lines of, you know, Hugo died over a woman's head. Now, when that scene happened, with Benedicta's head arriving and Hugo Kupka being very angry about it, I was always curious who the heck sent Benedicta's head to Hugo Kupka, because that did not sound like a thing that Sid would do. I mean, it did. We did see a scene of Sid hauling Clive's body. Clive's body away after Clive killed Benedicta. So I don't think he really had time to even bury Benedicta, and it didn't seem like he had a desire to either. Which is a little bit strange in hindsight. Anyway, my theory now is that Harbard, or whoever, I'm pretty sure that's, he's from Waloed, I'm pretty sure, and so is the guy with the black hair that appeared at the end. Aha, these guys are here to pick up the helm. Anyway, I think they sent him Benedicta's head to create this whole fiasco thing.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home?
Oh, another one of these?
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
What? So, do not be in that particular area. Alright then.
Anybody home?
So this is not like the last one we fought.
Unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Okay. Oh, the one-eyed casts Doom, which is auto kill. Wow, good to know.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
The Eye of the Warrior. Only those who have stood in battle can know its boon and its curse. A first-hand account of the siege of Stonehir increases strength tonic duration by 10 seconds. We've not even used a single strength tonic. Okay, let's go back to the hideaway.
We're seeing troops amassing at every door.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Really,
Right
Clive? You're such an errand boy. Jeez. Like, Mid can easily make that journey herself. Guess it's
I
whatever.
just started reading books that don't have any pictures in it.
Mid hasn't been.
I gotta say,
I went up to give some greens.
Clive really can't jump very well. I guess he's got armor on, so it would be a lot harder to get some distance. Harpocrates. Heed me.
Harpocrates. Do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
I think it would have been funny if Harpocrates had then said, for Mid, never.
Shielding for a mithril
engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
I expect you to start driving to work with your mithril engine. Yes, the quiet conversation, because we've already heard all this.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Interesting. We actually get to pick. Or do we? Is this a false choice?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
I expect you to start driving to work with your mithril engine. I expect if I had to drive to work and I had a mithril engine, I would be able to shoot through all the cars like a freaking freight train. That would be probably not be good.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
So, the thing is that Jill, we've obviously spent a lot of time in Jill's presence, and while we don't know a whole lot about her still, surprisingly, we certainly know a lot more about her than Tarja. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say Tarja this time. I picked Gav last time because we've not really spent any time with Gav.
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Please don't take offense, Jill. It's just, I know you. And I would like to catch up with more people.
Now, where's Talia?
There she is. I'm gonna say, let's hunt those ingredients back into extinction. But no, I am not that kind of person.
Need to stock up on these.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
So garlic and pepio nuts. If time is of the essence, let's continue this quickly. Are we able to teleport, like, actually, in this world over, having to make the journey across all these leagues? Because I was gonna say, spending 30 minutes in this market together just to shop for ingredients doesn't sound like it'd be that much of a time waster compared to going back to the hideaway.
Buy, sell, or be gone. Go on, take it. Good riddance.
How the hell is anyone
What a lovely shopkeeper. I absolutely 100% want to keep shopping at your place.
We haven't much, but you're free to look. I trust it's all here.
Ah, thank you, good
I should do
sir.
it. Hopefully Talia's finished too.
See, that took, what, 30 seconds? Come on. Come on. There she is.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
I did not find everything. That's what I expect her to say.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
I mean, this is what I was hoping for. Let's stop and smell the roses.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I know,
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once. shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Taya.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
I'm sure that conversation between Clive and Jill would have been just as sweet, but it was nice to get to know a different person in the hideaway.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tome so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
So Tarja also calls Harpocrates tomes. I'm assuming Mid came up with that, nickname. I noticed there was a sparkly, shiny object over here, so I need to go and pick it up, obviously. $13 gil. I don't know if that was actually worth it. Oh, but here's another at least.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates.
I was gonna say, did we level up? There we go.
Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Thanks to Sid.
I like how Torgal has staked out his claim in Karen's shop.
I went up to give some greens to the chocolate.
Mid hasn't been.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Let's go and run the whole length of the hideaway for you, Mid.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Ah, he
Right
says
then.
himself.
Let's start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
Oh, now she goes.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It showed her... It sounded like she giggled, but then the animation on her face was not giggling, so, sometime later. Why the serious music all of a sudden?
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Hey, Blackthorn, I want to look at sword upgrades. I get the feeling he might deck me if I did that.
Yeah. He said it was some sort of chimney stack. Must be quite a fireplace.
I mean, you're not wrong, children. It is like a fireplace. Karen, I haven't looked at your wares in a while.
Is it business or pleasure? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
I mean, with you, it's always business. Let's be real here, Karen. Ah, interesting. So this one has a disparity. Dang it. Let's see. Combat stats, and what's the stat next to it? I don't know. Anyway, the Enhancer. Though a savvy merchant would have you believe that through arcane magics imbued into the sword, at high cost to the supplier, its wielder will experience enhanced strength and dexterity. In truth, it is the reduced weight and increased hardiness afforded by the weapon's narrow blade of folded steel that ultimately provides the illusion of these enhancements.
It'd better all be here.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and equip it. That is not better than what I currently have, so... Not better than what I currently have. Oh, stagger. I did see oh, here it is, down here. Stagger. Jeez. I should have known. Okay, plenty of high potion. I'm gonna buy at least one elixir.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Okay, so I can sell this one.
I reckon I can find a buyer. I'll be thankful you got that much.
I have a ton of these. I can probably sell at least a couple. I didn't care much for the lightning rod move, so I think I'll sell this.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
I'm surprised there's not much, whatchamacallit. All of these are definitely different because they apply to different moves. I'm not even using any of them right now. I'm using kind of generic ones.
Is that all?
Yeah. Okay. We haven't looked at our abilities in a while. Oh my gosh. I have a lot that I can spend on. Ooh. I could do limit break. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's generally how it is in Final Fantasy, is you always end up with way more money than you need. So yeah, I just sold the one just because I don't like that particular move. But yeah, I didn't see any reason to sell the others. I don't care much for this move either. I do like Deadly Embrace since it pulls things to me. I like Heat Wave as a move, it's really nice. Scarlet Cyclone is always good. I don't actually have a mighty need for to master Limit Break because I barely use it already. So let's go ahead and improve, yeah, or I should say master some other abilities. I think we have Gouge right now. Wicked Wheel. Rook's Gambit. Wicked Wheel. Orcs Gambit. I'm not using ignition right now. Let's go ahead and upgrade evade. Remember, if you master something, you can switch that move over to another icon. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure that I was upgrading moves that I use. I do use Thunderstorm. Yeah, Lightning Rod is exactly what I thought it was. And that's fine. Just not my favorite. Let's go. I keep forgetting about Titan Block. So I need to remember to use that too. Okay, we're at least ready to go on our next adventure.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? He said it was some sort of tea stand.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. And I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
I mean, technically, it's Sid's plan.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, Clive, you're working on making it so the Blight doesn't, hurt people and keep spreading, but do you have any evidence that what you're doing, destroying the mother crystals, is helping? Because you don't have any evidence. I know you don't, or you would have said it.
All right, Clive. Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing.
Yeah, she's
She'll
avoiding.
probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Hey, suspicious stranger. Oh wait, no, you're Obolus.
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are you? I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you.
Really?
Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
My dear boy, my journey to Canver has been a resounding success. The friend I mentioned not only agreed to share the contents of this strongbox with us, but his considerable knowledge of the goings-on in the Free Cities, by which I learned of the endeavors of a certain young friend of yours. Though I for one believe Miss Telemon's project to be quite the valiant... Ms. Telemon. Okay. Though I for one believe Miss Telemon's project to be quite the valiant enterprise, I doubt the Canverian authorities will take kindly to the unauthorized use of their dockyards, no matter how deserted. And if rumor has already reached my friend, it may not be long before the guildmasters are rapping at our door. Which is why I pin you this note. I would like to borrow your man Gav for a moon or two, that he might keep watch on those who might mean our little fellowship ill and warn us of any impending attacks. I trust that you will give this proposal your full consideration. Your loving uncle. God, news travels around here fast.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Don't like being had, do ya? Says we can't go. So Sid's grave is in... Oh, this is the old hideaway. Got it. I knew they had to be pretty close by, because I was just like, when we first moved to the second hideaway, my first thought was, how, it's not that far. So Sid was buried at the old hideaway. Or presumably buried. And Mid did go to Sid's grave. She just didn't want company.
Well, Sid, I remember remember what you told me.
I agree, it is pretty strange.
But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kupka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Aw, good. Oh, and Karen. Next, you know, Blackthorn will show up.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place.
Especially after you destroyed the last
Not that
Mother
that'll
Crystal.
stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
I thought Guts would be mad.
There's a
or
caravan
scared.
that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
I expect more people to die before this this game is over with. And I think Gav is probably top of the list.
See that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
I don't know. I guess Guts is a simpleton. He doesn't seem as simple as, say, you know, Hodor. I do appreciate that instead of being scared, he was enthusiastic. It's like, yeah, finally! Well, good to know. We have this back here now. And look at that. Can't do any quests. So it's time to go. Well, okay, I could go back to the hideaway, but I'm not going to. I guess I might reconsider how simple Guts is based on what happens in this part of the story. Oh yeah, we're going to Twinside, which is where Joshua is, assuming he's still there. Are we really gonna meet Joshua only in, like, the final hour of the game?
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. The new boy.
Okay. That's assuming, of course, that Joshua doesn't die before he can tell his story. Okay, yeah, definitely going the right way then. Make for Boklad.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Oops. Oh, I didn't actually upgrade my sword before leaving. Oh well. I don't think it'll be that much of a hardship to have a not as upgraded sword. It'll be fine. Oh, look. Outlaws.
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Svetgo, Jonaz.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Well, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
Yeah, lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, Our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
That is quite the quote. I'm not much of a thinker. At least he's honest. Indeed. At least he is honest. But these guys seem a little, I don't know, shady to me, but then they're sellswords, so maybe
I'm not sure I trust those two.
Yeah.
But if they're... I should probably take...
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits.
Yay, parry. Ha! Really pack a wallop.
That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart?
I thought you weren't gonna bother with the cart, Clive. Just seeing if there's really anything about... Yeah, I know.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
I saw the cabbages and I immediately thought, Avdrang has been here. My cabbages!
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least. The path continues on the other side.
Yeah, I'm exploring, damn it. What in the world? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I remember these from when we fought the, when we were at Phoenix Gate. Okay, so I did not need to do that. Oh, there it is. 3 desert roses. Yeah, so this is just another way. Yeah, this is just another way to get here. Alright, let's just keep going. That's quite the waterfall. The final sin.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Waloed. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Did you see the phoenix?
Nothing. It's nothing.
The hell it isn't. What'd you see? Meanwhile, seat of the Imperial Court, audience chamber, Imperial Palace.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
Why?
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh.
It's storming to match the torment that's going on here.
Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father, I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring.
He speaks. I wasn't even sure he did that.
I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
The child is just a puppet of both
Does
the
it
Emperor
pain
and
you
Annabelle.
that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
I mean, you have the blood of a traitor, Annabelle. I was kind of hoping Prince Dion would drop the Joshua bomb on her. Clearly, there are other plans at work. The kid's just a puppet.
To the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Okay, yeah, the Olivier is just a puppet of both the former Emperor and Annabelle. I'm certain of it. Because the guy is just like, the Empire needs young blood. And it's like, Prince Dion is not that old. And you'd think it would need the blood of somebody who's actually been to war and fought in battle.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
I can't believe you didn't speak to Vivian, Clive, before coming here, or you might know that Olivier is now Emperor.
No holding back.
Ah. A harder fight than I was expecting. Yeah, I don't understand the logic behind that too. I mean, your son is Bahamut, the dominant, and he's been on the front lines for a very long time. He probably has the loyalty of the army. He's probably like the Maximus of this empire.
Right. Headed over to the Crystalline Dominion too, are you? There's good gil to be made there, believe you me. Yeah. The minute I heard them bandits had blown up Drake's Fang, I packed up me store and pulled me boots on. And so did you, eh? I did have a plan to make me fortune with some baths down by the Delimil Inn. How can anybody sit back and relax in a land that ain't got a whiff of the crystal's blessing no more? And that's when it hit me. If you're looking for lucre, the Dominion's the place to be. Soon enough, half a storm will be headed there. If I can get in first and set up shop, I'll have a license to mint gil. The guildmasters at Camphor will be beggars by comparison. I'll be famous in all four corners of Storm soon enough, and I'll have a fortune that'll make me ma and pa proud.
So, in the last episode of Final Fantasy XVI, we came across this guy. I did not speak to him in that episode. I did speak to him in the unrecorded episode that I did, so that's how I know I recognize him, because he was he couldn't stop talking there either. And when he first spoke to me and told me all of the ideas for about setting up the bath and blah 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 blah,
good.
I thought, why the hell are you telling me this? Like, shouldn't you be concerned that someone will steal your idea and do it themselves?
More
Excuse me.
refugees.
It's always with
making for the
refugees.
Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
Should I bother with that little trinket up there? I guess.
Very well.
I knew there were more, I don't see any more items, so we can just keep going. Hello, you strange gazelle-like creatures. And we're done. Oh, we're not done. Hark, thy name is Overkill. Six desert roses. I feel kind of silly buying that one now.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I say he'll have finished by now.
I think it's so funny that Goots was so excited. What's going on here? Oh, it's a crystal. Making use of the water. Got it.
Out of my sight, wretch. I know you can't even fill my cup.
Of course, they always have to show some jerk being mean to a bearer.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
It looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an exception? Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Goots, shall we?
I find it very interesting that Final Fantasy XVI has a habit of, you know, when you first enter a new area, they like focusing on the perspective of the merchants. Like when we first entered the Dalmekian Republic, there was a good minute just focused on merchants selling their wares. Here now, also, not a good minute, but about a minute. Again, focusing on people trying to sell their wares. And then that Prince Dion scene, it was the army, but it showed the urchin, the street urchin, trying to sell potions to the soldiers. And I just find that kind of interesting. Kind of curious.
They're sweet as nectar.
I'll take the large one.
Now,
excellent choice,
Clive, I do believe you should probably change out of your really cool outfit into something a bit more discreet. Don't you agree?
Goots, there you are.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goots. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Yeah. You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where! I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure no one else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
What's next to the check?
No, red chocobo. I mean, going back to the conversation about...
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El! He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you.
I mean, she kind of did.
So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either?
Of course not. Do we look like traitors, lady?
Not that anyone would take you for traitors.
Yeah, exactly.
But I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain.
Oh boy, a history lesson. Oh, we missed all of it?
Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and two birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
I appreciate that
Thank you,
Clive is
Clancy.
at least kind of like, God
Ah,
damn it.
but I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
That's my mark. We've collected a lot of
The
those.
proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
Okay, going back to my previous conversation about Prince Dion and the Empire. It's funny because I was going to say Prince Dion is pretty darn loyal to his father, and I kind of feel like his father treats him as a pushover who will accept. I mean, Prince Dion is obviously not grasping for power. And so I think his father just kind of treats him like a tool. But beyond that, I was gonna say, oh, I think he thought that... Are you okay, Jill? I think he thought, yeah, Prince Dion will do fine accepting my decision. Except the last time we saw them in the throne room together with the Emperor and Annabelle and Olivier. The Emperor said something about, like, Prince Dion having the stink of treachery. So if you think he's treacherous, why would you take... Why would you just dethrone him? Like, he could easily march your army back onto the city and take the throne for himself. Or maybe they just... He stinks of treachery, but they know that he'd never hurt a boy, so that's why he's been made emperor. I don't know. I think the logic is kind of stupid. It sounds like a pureblood thing, given what Annabelle said. Your blood is tainted or impure, whatever she said.
Come on!
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Juicy pears! Slake your thirst without a crystal.
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something in particular? Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh? Then I expect you want to know more.
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different there.
Fish for sale! Fresh salted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know, then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
What, you haven't asked yourself?
Right then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different there.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me. To get paid for it?
No, you get in trouble for it. So if they come calling, you know what to tell them.
That's funny. Yeah, way to discourage
Caravan
thievery.
stops next to the check. Jug of snake spit for the road.
Excuse me?
What do you want? I don't have any money.
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk.
You know, you could pay these children.
What about?
We've heard that some very bad people are making children like you steal from travelers. We need to know who's behind it so we can stop them.
I don't know much about it, really. But my friend, Hansa, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Clive, you have a fair amount of gil. You could pay these children for information.
Come on, come on!
Peaches and pears.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
I'm cheap.
That's that then.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I'm broke. Enough of your whining.
Aww. Okay, making sure we're going the right way. Ah, there we go.
That big fat donkey was easy pickings. He wouldn't have noticed if we robbed his boots off him.
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now.
What do we do?
Run!
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hansa, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
You can't have gone far.
You stole from the wrong big oaf, kid.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Did you see a boy run past? He stole something from a friend of mine.
There was a boy ran back there towards the chocobo pen, but...
Thank you.
It's like I'm way off base here, maybe. Oh, nope.
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hansa. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me good gil if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hansa.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
You're... him!
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the Carstones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their gil, me and my mates would have starved.
Yep. Like they're coming up behind you.
Cowards. You will not force another chiding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just her back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hansa's a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Interesting. Definitely wouldn't have been good to beat Eloise brothers bloody.
I'm sorry.
So, what's the plan?
What else? We find the cast stones and we crush them. You get your trader's pass back, and I make Boklad a safe place again.
All right then.
All right then. Hansa, where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Lateney's Cleft.
To Lateney's Cleft, then.
Lateney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
It seems like this quest is very nearly solved. So, I'm gonna go ahead and solve it.
You can do it, Clive.
I know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and solve it before signing off for the night.
Better not have scared any of my brothers.
That's that then.
the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own. I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
We got company! That's the lot.
Ah. There we go. There.
More foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
This is quite the operation. They've got this many people that they're using to, back this way. Oh, there they are. You know, this really wasn't that far off by the city. They probably could have stopped this a lot sooner, but they probably needed the muscle.
Today,
Oh, it's those
Some of our new
guys.
recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
especially the little ones. And Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
I think I know those guys.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck! It's that guard from Bockland! Kill him! Kill them all!
There.
And they say crime doesn't pay. Gold chains, rings, purses. And traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. No doubt Goots's is somewhere among them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything to the people it was taken from.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands, Theodore?
Of course. Oh, and, be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go back and turn in the quest because I don't think it's fully done until we actually collect our reward or whatever it is. But hopefully it won't launch immediately into a cutscene. Power run, Clive! Power run! And now we gotta walk slow.
There are no crystals here.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
That's that then.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Oops, I forgot. She's this way.
Ah, Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings, and the passes they were stealing. I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods' pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Sid. Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything that needs moving. Be that goods to market, or bearers away from it.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to expand our operation. And who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together again?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
You accepted the Crimson Compass from Theodore. My goodness,
What is
we're
it?
collecting a lot of these.
El has friends in high places, while I have associates in, lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots' pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say, 9 million?
We'll try the caravan.
I was gonna say, we don't have anywhere near 9 million. I bet Uncle Byron does. Trader's Pass, the Breath of Lightning.
Right then. Let's Let's get this back to Goots.
And then it's on to the Dominion.
Alright. Well, yeah, that was easy enough. This was a less eventful episode. Given that it was mostly about small errands and generally had much less to do with the story, although we did get a good scene in there with Prince Dion and the Empire of Sambrek. It is interesting discussing that particular part of the narrative, just because, yeah, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. Is Annabelle, like, controlling her husband in some way or another? With, like, some mind-controlled substance? Or has she... Well, actually, it seems more like she's converted him to a religion and he's become fundamentalist. How would you call it? Not a believer. Damn it. A cultist? Kind of? I don't think that's the right word that I'm looking for. I'll probably think of it later. Rabid? That's a bit closer. Anyway. Still, not every episode has to be, you know, the best of the best story. Of course, we're gonna have to run into trouble here, because if I remember correctly, we run into trouble basically everywhere. Every time we head towards a crystal, there's always some kind of layover, so that passage isn't, you know, totally smooth sailing. That's just how the story paces itself. Alright, thank you so much, Zomver, for hanging about. I really appreciate you coming to these and helping to provide some conversation. It's so much easier with someone here to actually talk to. For anyone else who may be watching after the fact, thank you very much for stopping by. And I hope that you're finding the Final Fantasy XVI story as intriguing as I do, even if I feel like it's a bit lacking in some places, especially around the whole, like, oh, I, Clive, am trying to free the entire realm of their need of the crystals, and we can stop it from leaching ether from the land. And I mean, we have destroyed 3 crystals, and, like, do we have any proof that this has halted the blight or slowed it down? We don't know. It'd be nice if we did, because, like, who even knows? Clive, you could be causing some kind of, like, ecological disaster with the destruction of the crystals, but you won't know it until they're all gone. I find it difficult to believe you're willing to take that chance, but I guess he wouldn't know what an ecological disaster is, would he? Anyway, good night. Have a good one. I hope you have a good week, and I should be back for next week's stream at the same time, 6:30 Pacific Coast time. Thank you all for stopping by. Good night. This is K.O. Lynn, signing out. Toodaloo!